As the U.S. gears up for the 2018 midterms across the border, Mexico is just days away from its presidential election. 4 men are vying for the seat, but the current frontrunner is Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. He's looking to replace President Enrique Pena Nieto, whose term ends this year. Ana Campoy covers Latin America for Quartz. She joins us now from Dallas. Ana, as we mentioned, the front-runner has been compared to Hugo Chavez and even U.S. President Donald Trump. Give us a sense of what he's running on and why he's so popular.
So AMLO he's known as AMLO for short. Those are the initials of his name. He's a longtime Mexican politician. He started out with the ruling party, which he's now trying to defeat. During this campaign, he's been all over the place. His coalition includes a very leftist party and a very right-wing party. He's running on a platform of fixing every problem in Mexico, from poverty to corruption, but he's been short on details on how he's going to achieve that. And he also sometimes has some contradictory positions. So, for example, he said he wants to fight for the environment, but at the same time, he's promising to build oil refineries. So, right now, how he will govern is a big question mark.
And the big question when you think of U.S.-Mexican relations, especially in the era of Donald Trump, is the border wall, which President Trump says Mexico will pay for. How do you think AMLO, as he's called, how do you think he would handle that issue if he's elected?
Well, the wall is actually almost a non-issue in Mexico. I mean, Donald Trump's claims that Mexico is going to pay for the wall are openly dismissed. I think that we can expect AMLO to be more confrontational than the current president, but I don't know how much relations will change. A lot of it will depend on Donald Trump and what he plans to do.
Now, this election, of course, comes amid tense trade time right now between the U.S. and Mexico, the U.S. and many countries. How will that factor into Sunday's election?
I mean, the Trump administration and its positions and its attacks on Mexico have become a very, a non-issue for the election, because all of the candidates equally dislike Donald Trump. So most Mexicans are focusing on domestic issues. The biggest fight is about who can do a better job than the current president. After the election, AMLO is likely going to win. We'll have to see. He's also been all over the place on trade. So we'll just have to wait and see what he proposes.
What is it about AMLO that you think is inspiring so many people? I would imagine a lot of the other candidates are also saying that they want to bring down violence and work on those key issues affecting Mexican society. But what is it about AMLO that's distinguishing him from his competitors?
Well, he has much better name recognition than the other candidates. This is the third time he runs for president. He was also mayor of Mexico City, so he is a lot better known. Also, he has made, his campaign has been about helping the poor, about paying attention to Mexico's forgotten communities. And I think that for people who, have very legitimate concerns, who have been left behind, that really resonates with them.
Now, as you well know, it's been a violent election season for politicians in Mexico, with more than 100 candidates murdered. How will the country keep this Sunday's election safe and fair? So, yes, it has been a very bloody campaign season, the bloodiest in recent memory. But the violence has been limited to certain problem areas. It's unlikely that, on election day, it's going to be a huge problem. I think that most people are going to be able to go and vote in peace. Now, Pena Nieto can't run again because he's reached the limit of his possible terms. How has he been viewed? How has his presidency been viewed by Mexicans?
A lot of Mexicans despise him. His approval ratings are dismal. He has been involved in several corruption scandals. Violence has spiked during his term. He's generally viewed as very ineffective, and that's the reason why there's the ruling party candidate has no chance, and also why AMLO, who is promising change, has been so attractive to voters.
An election we will definitely watch. Ana Campoy, thank you so much.
Thank you.